Something terrifying is happening right now, and it's worse than anything we imagined. A silent crisis is sweeping across the country, and the life you know is hanging by a thread. The panic we feared for January? It's already here starting in December. Look around. Stores are already being stripped bare, families are growing desperate, and the foods you depend on every single day are vanishing before your eyes. This isn't about inconvenience or running out of your favorite snacks. This is far bigger. This is about survival. If you don't act now, you and your family could face empty shelves and empty stomachs. The essentials you need to stay safe, warm, and fed are disappearing faster than anyone expected. Every second counts. What you do today could be the difference between security and chaos tomorrow. Stick with us as we reveal 15 critical grocery items that are vanishing across the country and how you can secure them before it's too late. Will you be ready when disaster strikes? Or will you stand in line, staring at empty aisles? The clock is ticking, and the choice is yours. 15 milk, cheese, and butter, the very foundation of our meals, could vanish from shelves next month. That's right. America, dairy products are becoming a high-risk commodity, and the ripple effects could hit harder than you're prepared for. The dairy industry is crumbling under immense pressure. Rising feed costs and widespread labor shortages are draining its resources. But it doesn't stop their extreme weather chaos, from record-breaking heat waves wreaking havoc on Midwest and California dairy farms, has pushed milk production down by nearly 5% this year. Stress on dairy cows means fewer yields mean emptier shelves. And the worst part? Demand isn't slowing down. Rising prices hint at what's to come: a scramble for the last sticks of butter and blocks of cheese. For most families, dairy isn't optional. It fuels kids' breakfasts, adds protein to meals, and is the secret behind most baked favorites. Losing access to it could disrupt everything. The time to act is now. Start stockpiling before prices soar or options vanish entirely. Shelf-stable milk and powdered varieties are lifesavers, and don't overlook freezing butter. It'll last up to a year. Cheese can also go in the freezer, though its texture changes, making it perfect for cooking later. A family of 4 should stash at least 3 months' worth of dairy. Think 30 pounds of cheese, 20 pounds of butter, and multiple gallons of long-life milk. If that sounds extreme, imagine empty shelves during a breakfast scramble. To stay ahead, consider non-dairy substitutes. Almond milk, vegan cheese, and plant-based butter are solid options when traditional dairy runs out. Will you be ready when dairy disappears? You decide. 14. Prepare yourselves, because one of the most essential items in your kitchen is on the brink of disappearing: eggs. These breakfast staples and indispensable ingredients won't just be hard to find next month, they could become luxury items. Families everywhere rely on eggs for affordable protein and countless recipes, from morning omelets to birthday cakes. But this everyday essential is under threat, and the cause is nothing short of alarming. The poultry industry is in crisis. Avian flu outbreaks have torn through farms across the country, forcing the culling of millions of egg-laying hens to contain the virus. Pair that with skyrocketing feed costs, and the result is devastating. Egg production is down a crushing 8%, according to the USDA. The outcome? Empty cartons on store shelves, record-breaking prices, and a scramble literally and figuratively to secure this household staple. Eggs aren't just a delicious addition to meals, they're a nutritional powerhouse. Packed with protein, essential vitamins like B12 and D, and vital nutrients like choline for brain health, eggs play a critical role in keeping families healthy. But what happens when they're gone? Families will need to make tough choices, and meals may never look the same. Here's what you need to do now before it's too late. A family of 4 should aim to stockpile at least 12 dozen eggs, enough to last 3 months of regular consumption. Store them properly. Eggs can stay fresh in your refrigerator for up to 5 weeks. For a longer-term solution, consider freezing them. While the texture might change slightly, frozen eggs can still work for cooking and baking. Don't wait until the shelves are bare. Act now. When eggs disappear, how will you cope? It's time to prepare and protect your family before the shortages take hold. 13. Sugar shortage alert. A sweet disaster looms. Picture this: a holiday season with no sugar. No cookies for Santa, no sweetened coffee to warm your mornings, no canned fruits to get you through the winter. Sound absurd? It's not. The reality is grimmer than you think, and sugar, the humble pantry staple we all take for granted, is on the verge of disappearing. The global sugar industry is collapsing under the weight of extreme weather. Brazil and India, 2 of the world's sugar-producing giants, are facing catastrophic droughts. Sugarcane yields have plummeted, leaving the entire supply chain scrambling. Add to that the surge in energy prices, which has made refining and transportation more expensive than ever, and what you get is a perfect storm. The result: shortages, skyrocketing prices, and possibly empty shelves just when the demand for sugar is at its peak. It's not just about missing out on sweets. Sugar is a backbone ingredient in home-cooked meals, baking, and food preservation. Without it, the chaos extends far beyond your kitchen. The food industry, too, could take a massive hit, with production delays and reduced supplies rippling across the nation. The time to act is now, because once it's gone, it might not return anytime soon. Here's how to protect your household. Start by stockpiling sugar in airtight containers to keep it dry and clump-free. A family of 4 should aim to store at least 50 pounds of sugar to last through 3 months of regular use. Whether you're baking, sweetening, or canning, this reserve could be your lifeline as shortages worsen. Think sugar isn't essential? Wait until it's gone. Will your pantry be ready for the sweetest crisis we've seen? Or will you find yourself staring at empty shelves? The choice and the time is yours. 12 peanut butter crisis say goodbye to this beloved staple. Brace yourselves, one of the most cherished pantry staples in America could vanish from grocery store shelves. Peanut butter, the creamy, protein-packed hero of quick breakfasts, school lunches, and midnight snacks, is in serious danger. Families across the country may soon find themselves scrambling to secure this household favorite, and trust us, the reasons are downright alarming. The heart of the problem lies in the southeast U.S., one of the largest peanut-producing regions in the country. This year, devastating floods and relentless pest infestations have wreaked havoc on peanut crops. The numbers are grim. Peanut yields have plummeted by a staggering 10%, according to the USDA. Add to that the ongoing chaos in supply chains, and the result is a perfect recipe for shortages and skyrocketing prices. And don't forget, rising demand. Peanut butter isn't just a snack, it's a nutritional lifeline for many families. Rich in protein, healthy fats, and essential vitamins like E and magnesium, peanut butter is more than a comfort food, it's a survival essential. For families with children, it's a mealtime MVP. But imagine opening your pantry only to find no jars. What will you do when this creamy staple becomes impossible to find? The answer is simple: prepare now. A family of 4 should aim to stockpile at least 12 jars of peanut butter. Store them in a cool, dark place where they'll stay fresh for up to a year unopened. Once opened, consume them within a few months for peak quality. Consider branching out as well. Almond butter, sunflower seed butter, or even soy butter can provide alternatives during this crisis. The clock is ticking on peanut butter. Will you act fast enough to save your family from running out of this beloved spread? Or will you risk living without it when supplies dry up? 11 canned meat shortage. Your protein lifeline is at risk. Imagine this: a world where the shelves of your local store are stripped bare of canned meat. No quick meals, no emergency reserves, nothing to rely on when fresh meat is nowhere to be found. It sounds unthinkable, right? But this grim reality is inching closer by the day, and the reasons are terrifying. The meat industry is under siege, facing unprecedented production challenges. Labor shortages have crippled factories, rising feed prices are driving costs through the roof, and transportation delays are derailing supply chains. The numbers are staggering. Canned meat production is down by 10% this year and falling fast, according to industry reports. Chicken, beef, Spam, those trusty, long-lasting protein options are becoming harder and harder to come by. For many families, canned meat is more than a pantry item, it's a survival essential. Packed with protein, iron, and crucial B vitamins, it's what keeps muscles strong, immune systems sharp, and energy levels high. During emergencies or food shortages, canned meats become irreplaceable. Now, picture facing a winter storm, a power outage, or a lingering crisis without a single can in sight. What happens when the simplest source of sustenance is gone? Here's what you need to do to prepare. Start building your stockpile now. A family of 4 should aim for 90 cans of assorted meats: chicken, beef, even Spam, to cover 3 months of regular use. Store them in a cool, dark place where they'll stay fresh for up to 5 years. And don't stop there. Explore alternatives like canned tuna, salmon, or even plant-based protein options to diversify your reserves. This isn't just about being prepared, it's about preserving the health and security of your family. Canned meat is disappearing. Will you secure your share, or will you face the consequences when the shelves run dry? The time to act is now. 10 pasta sauce shortage. Say goodbye to your favorite comfort meal. Picture this coming home after a long day, reaching for a jar of pasta sauce to whip up a quick, comforting meal for your family, and finding nothing. No marinara, no Alfredo, no sauce in sight. Hard to imagine, right? But believe it or not, pasta sauce may soon become a luxury item as shelves across the nation risk running bare. Why? The answer is as unsettling as it is real. California, the linchpin of the U.S., tomato industry has been rocked by extreme weather. Scorching heat waves and relentless droughts have wreaked havoc on tomato crops, cutting yields by a shocking 14%, according to the USDA. Considering that California processes over 90% of the tomatoes used nationwide for pasta sauce, this spells disaster for sauce lovers everywhere. Coupled with supply chain disruptions, jarred pasta sauces are becoming harder to find and way more expensive. And don't underestimate the importance of pasta sauce in your meals. It's not just about flavor. Pasta sauce is packed with vitamins A and C, as well as lycopene, a powerful antioxidant linked to heart health. This humble pantry staple is the backbone of countless family dinners, from spaghetti to lasagna. What happens when it's gone? We're headed for a dinner crisis. The solution? Act before it's too late. Build your stash now. Unopened jars of pasta sauce can last up to a year if stored in a cool, dark place. To prepare for this looming shortage, a family of 4 should aim for at least 24 jars to cover 3 months of meals. Don't stop there. If you have fresh tomatoes on hand, start canning your own sauce as a backup plan. 9. Cooking oil crisis. Your kitchen's lifeline is fading. What if we told you the cooking oil you rely on, the backbone of almost every dish you create, could soon vanish from store shelves? That sizzling pan, that favorite salad dressing, that batch of brownies, all at risk. A cooking oil shortage is looming, and it's more severe than most people realize. Here's the terrifying reality. The world is facing a massive disruption in the supply of edible oils. Palm oil, soybean oil, and sunflower oil being hit the hardest. Why? A perfect storm of events. Poor harvests have decimated crops, supply chain chaos is delaying shipments, and some major producers like Indonesia and war-torn Ukraine have imposed export restrictions. With these countries responsible for the majority of global edible oil production, the consequences are staggering. Prices are already climbing, and soon, shelves could go empty in your local stores. Now imagine the massive ripple effect. Cooking oils aren't just for frying your eggs or baking cakes, they're also a key ingredient in countless processed foods. Think chips, sauces, even your favorite pastries. Yes, it's about to get bad. Without alternatives, many families could face skyrocketing grocery costs and the absence of everyday essentials. Here's how you protect yourself. Stock up now. A family of 4 should aim to secure 15 to 20 liters of their preferred cooking oils, more if you use oil frequently. Opt for oils with longer shelf lives, like coconut oil or ghee, which store beautifully in cool, dark spaces. Properly sealed, cooking oil can last up to 2 years unopened, but beware, once opened, you'll have about 6 months to use it before it turns rancid. The warning signs are here. Will you stockpile and stay ahead of the crisis? Or will you face a kitchen without the essential oil that makes everything come to life? Act fast, the clock is ticking. 8. Canned vegetables crisis. Imagine walking into your pantry during the bitter cold of December, looking for a can of green beans or corn to complete your dinner, and finding nothing. That trustworthy stash of canned vegetables that's always been there could soon disappear, leaving families scrambling to figure out how to get their daily dose of greens. Here's why this imminent crisis should scare you. The canning industry is in chaos. Severe labor shortages are crippling production lines, and supply chain disruptions are slowing shipments to a crawl. But that's not all. Mother Nature has thrown a wrench into the equation. Devastating weather events have taken a heavy toll on vital crops, drastically reducing the supply of raw vegetables needed for canning. What does that mean for us? Stock shortages, skyrocketing prices, and a winter without your go-to canned spinach or sweet peas. It's not just about convenience, it's about nutrition. Canned vegetables are often a family's lifeline in winter months when fresh produce is ridiculously priced or simply unavailable. Packed with essential vitamins and minerals, they ensure your family stays healthy even when fresh options are out of reach. A prolonged shortage of these staples is a recipe for disaster, leaving millions scrambling to maintain balanced diets. But you don't have to be caught off guard. The time to act is now. Start stockpiling a variety of canned vegetables to fill your pantry. A family of 4 will need at least 180 cans to get through a 3-month period comfortably. Rotate your stock regularly and store the cans in a cool, dark place to maximize their shelf life. These hardy products can last up to 5 years if stored properly. 7. Frozen vegetables shortage. Picture this: a cold winter evening when fresh produce is scarce, and you reach for your freezer, expecting to find those trusty frozen vegetables that have saved countless meals. But what if they aren't there? No broccoli, no peas, no mixed medleys. That unsettling reality might hit sooner than you think as a frozen vegetable shortage looms on the horizon. This crisis isn't out of nowhere, it's the result of a crippling chain reaction. Poor harvests have slashed the supply of raw vegetables, a direct consequence of unpredictable weather patterns devastating farms. But that's not all. Surging demand for frozen produce, combined with severe labor shortages in the freezing and packaging industries, is pushing the system to its breaking point. What does this mean for you? Shrinking options, soaring prices, and empty freezer aisles in your local grocery stores. The beauty of frozen vegetables lies in their versatility and nutrition. They lock in vitamins and minerals, providing a reliable way to maintain healthy meals all year long, especially when fresh produce is either unavailable or astronomically priced. A shortage of these staples could spell disaster for families trying to keep a varied, nutritious diet during the long winter months. Now is the time to take action. Stock your freezer while you still can. For a family of 4, aim to secure enough frozen vegetables to provide at least 2 servings per person per day for a 3-month period. That's roughly 90 pounds of frozen produce. Make sure your freezer is running efficiently to preserve their quality for the long haul. 6. Rice shortage, the world's most beloved staple, on the brink. Imagine a world where your pantry's most essential grain, rice, is nowhere to be found. No warm bowls of fried rice, no sushi nights, no hearty soups thickened with this global staple. That frightening scenario is closer than we'd like to believe. A rice shortage is on the horizon, threatening to upend millions of kitchens worldwide next month. The causes of this looming disaster are as devastating as they are unavoidable. Extreme weather is wreaking havoc across Southeast Asia, home to the world's largest rice producers. Unpredictable droughts, followed by torrential floods, have slashed rice yields by a staggering 10%, according to experts. But the nightmare doesn't end there. Leading exporters like India and Thailand are tightening their grip on rice supplies, imposing export restrictions to protect their domestic markets. For global consumers, this spells one thing: shortages and skyrocketing prices. For billions, rice is more than just food, it's a way of life. Its versatility is unmatched, nourishing families as stir-fries, sushi rolls, soups, and even sweet desserts. Losing access to this vital grain isn't just inconvenient, it's catastrophic. Without it, millions could struggle to put together affordable, balanced meals. The time to prepare is now. Start stockpiling rice while supplies last. Experts suggest a family of 4 needs at least 150 pounds of rice to weather 3 months of scarcity. Store it in airtight containers in a cool, dry place. White rice can last up to 2 years this way. Want to go the extra mile? Vacuum seal your rice or use food-grade buckets with oxygen absorbers to extend its shelf life even further. Diversify your pantry to safeguard your meals. Stock up on alternatives like quinoa, barley, or millet. They'll help keep your menu varied and nutritious if rice becomes scarce. But remember, this crisis is brewing fast. Act now before rice becomes a luxury few can afford. Your family's meals depend on it. 5. Canned fish shortage. Picture this: you're craving a quick, protein-packed meal. You open your pantry, and that reliable can of tuna or salmon that's always been there is gone. No sardines for your pasta, no tuna melts, and no backup protein for emergencies. That haunting scenario could soon become a reality as the world faces a chilling shortage of canned fish this December. The storm has been brewing for years, and now the perfect combination of environmental chaos, overfishing, and workforce shortages is threatening this pantry staple. Rising water temperatures caused by climate change have severely disrupted marine ecosystems. Tuna stocks in the Pacific have plummeted by 12%, and salmon populations are dwindling at an alarming rate due to warming oceans. Meanwhile, the fishing industry is grappling with a lack of labor, making it harder to catch, process, and can these vital sources of protein. The result? Shrinking supplies, soaring prices, and empty shelves. Canned fish is more than just convenient, it's a powerhouse of nutrients. Packed with omega-3 fatty acids, it's essential for heart health and an irreplaceable protein source for countless families. A shortage of canned fish doesn't just mean fewer meal options, it's a nutritional crisis waiting to happen. What can you do to prepare? Start stockpiling now. For a family of 4, aim to have at least 90 cans of fish to cover 3 months of use. Store them in a cool, dark place where they can remain fresh for up to 5 years. Rotate your stock, use the oldest cans first and replace them regularly to maintain your supply. Don't stop there. Stock up on canned meats, beans, and other protein alternatives to protect your family's diet during the months ahead. A pantry without canned fish is a pantry unprepared. Take action today before it's too late. 4. Fresh fruits shortage. Picture this: walking into the grocery store to grab fresh, vibrant fruits for your family, only to find sparse shelves and skyrocketing prices. No crisp apples for lunchboxes, no juicy oranges for a breakfast boost, and no sweet berries for your smoothies. That grim scenario is looming over us as a devastating shortage of fresh fruits threatens to take hold this December. Why is this happening? Extreme weather is the culprit. Heat waves have scorched orchards, while unexpected frosts have destroyed berry farms across the US and Europe, leaving farmers with decimated crops. According to the USDA, apple and citrus production is down by a shocking 15% this year, an alarming blow to the fruit supply chain. With fewer fruits to go around, prices are set to soar, making it harder than ever to access these vital sources of nutrition. Fresh fruits aren't just delicious treats, they're powerhouses of health. Packed with vitamins, antioxidants, and essential fiber, they're key to supporting your immune system, digestion, and overall well-being. Without these staples, families could face a nutritional gap, especially kids who depend on fruits as part of their daily diets. One California mother recently shared her heartbreak, saying, "My kids adore apples and oranges, it's their favorite snack. The thought of not being able to give them that is devastating. What can you do to stay ahead? Start preserving fruits while you can. Learn how to can, dehydrate, or freeze fruits to ensure a supply that lasts. Stockpile frozen fruit too, it retains most of its nutritional value. For a family of 4, aim for about 180 pounds of fruit to last 3 months. 3. Coffee shortage. Your morning savior is slipping away. Imagine this: a morning without the aroma of freshly brewed coffee. No steaming cup to jumpstart your day, no caffeine to power through your to-do list. For millions, that grim reality could soon hit home as we face an alarming coffee shortage this December. What's causing this nightmare scenario? Climate change and supply chain chaos are at the heart of it. Brazil and Colombia, 2 powerhouse coffee producers, have been ravaged by severe droughts followed by unexpected frosts. According to experts, coffee bean yields have plunged by a staggering 12%. Coupled with ongoing shipping disruptions, the result is fewer beans reaching stores, soaring prices, and a very real threat of empty shelves. It's not just about skipping your morning caffeine fix. This shortage could affect your health too. Coffee is loaded with antioxidants known for supporting heart health and reducing the risk of certain diseases. Without it, many could lose both a cherished daily ritual and a source of nutritional benefits. The frustration is growing. One coffee lover shared online, "I can't imagine starting my day without coffee. If I have to go without it, I don't even know how I'll function." Don't wait for ration coffee to dictate your mornings. The time to prepare is now. Start by buying in bulk and storing whole beans in an airtight container in a cool, dark place. Whole beans retain their freshness longer than pre-ground coffee, which should be used within a month. For a family of 4, consider stockpiling at least 20 pounds of beans to last 3 months. 2. Cereal shortage. Your breakfast staple is in jeopardy. Picture this: your family gathers around the breakfast table, but the once abundant options of cereals are nowhere to be found. No quick morning meals, no colorful boxes on the shelves, and no comforting crunch from your bowl. This alarming reality is creeping closer as cereal faces a relentless threat of disappearing in December. The reasons for this grim scenario lie deep in the fields of corn and oats, 2 of the key ingredients in most cereals. This year, Mother Nature has been unforgiving. Droughts in the Midwest and Canada have ravaged crops, leaving farmers with devastatingly low harvests. The USDA has sounded the alarm, reporting that corn production has plummeted by 7%, while oats have taken an even harder hit with a 9% drop. This has sent cereal production costs skyrocketing, and shelves might soon bear only a fraction of the options we once took for granted at painfully steep prices. Cereal isn't just a quick breakfast solution. It's fortified with vital nutrients like iron, folic acid, and B vitamins, making it a key player in a balanced diet, especially for kids. Many households rely on cereal to provide that all-important morning energy. Losing it could force families to scramble for costlier and less convenient replacements, a scenario that has left parents increasingly worried. One concerned mother vented her frustration, First the formula shortages, and now our kids' cereal. How are we supposed to keep them fed if this keeps happening? How do you prepare for this potential breakfast crisis? Stockpile your family's favorite cereals while you can, focusing on brands with longer shelf lives. Keep them sealed and stored in a cool, dry place to maintain quality. Don't delay, take action now before this breakfast essential. One potato shortage, say goodbye to your mealtime hero. Imagine standing in the grocery store, staring at empty bins where piles of potatoes used to sit. No fluffy mashed potatoes, no crispy fries, no baked spuds to round out your meals. This chilling reality is looming closer than you think, as potatoes, the unsung hero of countless dishes, are on the verge of disappearing from shelves this December. What's to blame for this crisis? A 1-2 punch of extreme weather and supply chain disruptions has left major growing regions reeling. Droughts and floods have devastated farms across the U.S. and Europe, slashing potato yields by a staggering 12%, according to the USDA. Farmers, battered by Mother Nature's wrath, are doing their best to recover, but their efforts may not be enough to meet demand. The impact is already trickling down to your local grocery store, with fewer options and jacked-up prices becoming the new normal. Potatoes are more than just a tasty side dish, they're a nutritional powerhouse. Packed with carbohydrates, they deliver the energy you need to keep going, while their vitamin C, potassium, and fiber support immune function, heart health, and digestion. For budget-conscious families, potatoes have long been an affordable, versatile solution for wholesome meals. Losing this staple could leave millions struggling to fill the gap. Farmers are also feeling the weight of this crisis. One Idaho potato farmer shared, "We've done everything we can, but this year's weather was merciless. Knowing families will feel this shortage, it's devastating." How can you prepare? Start stocking up now. Store potatoes in a cool, dark spot for months of freshness, or invest in dehydrated potato products like instant mashed potatoes, which last even longer. For a family of 4, securing at least 150 pounds of potatoes or their equivalents is a sensible move. Don't wait for the panic to set in. Protect your pantry and prepare for what's coming before even the humble potato becomes an unattainable luxury.